Hey guys, this will be our last lesson with these rational expressions. Okay, I hope things are going well. Everybody's safe with their family. Um, and miss you guys. I wish we were back at school, but we're here and we're doing our best, okay? So, if you remember, this kind of looks like what we've been doing at the end of last week. Okay, we had these, but if you notice, we're dividing. So this fraction divided by this fraction, which we did with simpler problems. So this isn't a big stretch. And once we change this, it's just what we were doing last week. Guys, remember, we never divide, right? We don't ever do division, so we're going to turn it into multiplying. Okay, I'll go ahead and put a little star there for multiplying. And if you remember, the first fraction stays the same. I mean, just like you'd learn back in middle school. So the first fraction stays the same, but the second fraction reciprocal. Okay, and again, we've done this a lot of different times with different types of problems, so this shouldn't be a big stretch. So I'm going to flip over. This second fraction has to flip over. Reciprocal. Okay, so again, not a big deal. The first fraction comes down because of division, flip over, do the reciprocal, and multiply. Now, guys, what's nice, you're really just doing factoring that we've already done. Now, look, just a binomial here. Remember, this is where we take out what they have in common. 4x and a 12, they both have a 4 in common. Now, I'm going to separate that. So I'm going to take a 4 out of both. So I have a 4. 4 from 4x just leaves the x. 4 divided out of 12 leaves a 3. So 4x minus 12 factors to 4 parenthesis x minus 3. Let's go ahead and just do, now this is a trinomial. So remember, this is going to be the 2 parentheses. X and x. Okay, it's a positive 24. Positive 24, so we're looking for the factors of 24 that add up to 10. So what multiplies to make 24 that adds up to 10? Okay, that would be 6 and 4, right? 6 times 4 makes 24. 6 plus 4 makes 10. Now I need a negative 10 to add up to. So remember, guys, both negative. Okay? Now over here, I've got 2x minus 8. Again, it's only a binomial. Take out what they have in common. They both have a 2 in common. So 2 from 2x leaves the x. 2 out of 8. Okay, leaves the 4. Okay, and again, this is the 2 parentheses. Okay, x and x. Factors of 12, that add up to 7. What multiplies to make 12, that adds to 7. 3 and 4. Again, we're adding up to a negative 7, so both negative. Okay, now basically we can just start diagonally, see what cancels. Okay, x minus 3 here with the x minus 3 here. X minus 4 with the x minus 4 here. Now this is kind of interesting. I didn't really mean this to happen. I canceled x minus 4, but this x minus 4 is an extra one. Like once I cross out x minus 4 here, I couldn't also cross it off with there. So it is tricky. I didn't really mean that to have another x minus 4, but that x minus 4 can't cancel with these. This one cancels with this one, so they're gone. So that x minus 4 has to stay. Now, we did this before, so what do I have? I have a 4 left and a 2 left, and I'm multiplying. So 4 times 2, the top is just going to be an 8, and then the bottom is going to be the x minus 6 and the x minus 4. Okay, and remember, I got to, now because there's 2 binomials, I got to keep those in parentheses. And boom, there we go. 8 over x minus 6 and x minus 4. So there's the answer on that one. Now we're just going to do one a little more complex over here. Okay. Now you can see I'm still doing division. It's just, okay, everything's a trinomial. Okay. But again, just like the last one, okay, I'm going to put a little line separating. I got to bring this top one or the first one, I'm sorry, take the first fraction. Remember, it just comes down. It doesn't change. So the first fraction, I'm just rewriting, but then remember, I'm going to turn it into a times sign. And now I'm going to reciprocal this second fraction. So the second fraction has to reciprocal. So the bottom, x squared minus 3x minus 40. The bottom, x squared plus 11x plus 30. So I flipped over that second fraction and multiplied. Okay, now just like we did on that other one, all of these are the two parentheses because they're all trinomials. So again, this is going to be like the one you're going to have for homework. So again, just keep practicing this. Now this is a negative third term. So remember, we're looking for the factors of 18 that subtract to make 3. Remember, if that's a negative third term, we're subtracting. So what multiplies to make 18 that subtracts to make 3? 6 and 3, right? 6 times 3 makes 18. 6 take away 3 makes 3. Now because I need a positive 3, remember the larger has to be positive, which means the smaller one negative. And there I go. So x plus 6, x minus 3. Okay, now this one, again, two parentheses, x and x. The factors of 32, again, because it's a negative, that subtract to make 4. So what multiplies to make 32, subtracts to make 4? 8 and 4, right? 8 times 4 is 32. 8 take away 4 is 4. I need a negative 4, so the larger has to be negative, which means that 4 then is positive. Okay, keep going. Two parentheses on this one, x and x. Okay, factors of 40, that's, again, negative 40, that subtract to make 3. So what multiplies to make 40 that subtracts to make 3? 8 and 5, right? 8 and 5. I need a negative 3, so that larger has to be negative. The 8 has to be negative, which means the 5 then has to be positive. Okay, last factoring part, x and x. Okay, now this is a positive 30. So the factors of 30 that add up to 11. So what multiplies to make 30 that adds up to 11? 6 and 5, right? 6 times 5 makes 30. 6 plus 5 makes 11. And I'm trying to add up to a positive, so both positive. Okay, everybody see that? Again, that's a lot of factoring. That's what you're going to have on your homework problem, but you can do it. Just see what the rules have to be. Remember, when you're subtracting, you're giving the sign of the larger, so that, like here, the negative 8 had to be because I'm wanting a negative 4, the 8 had to be negative. Okay, now I'm just looking and seeing what cancels. I have a negative, or an x plus 6 down here, and an x plus 6 up here, so boom. X plus 6, x plus 6. I've got an x minus 8 here, and an x minus 8 here. Now, I did this on purpose. See how there's an x plus 5 and x plus 5? Because one's on top, one's on bottom, even though it's not diagonal. So again, a lot of times we check and cancel diagonal, but guys, any top with any bottom can cancel, so boom, x plus 5, x plus 5, and guess what? We're done. So what's left on the numerator is just that x minus 3. Now, look, there's nothing else up there. So guys, I can drop that parenthesis. I don't really need it. Now, again, if you kept it in parentheses, it's not really wrong, but you don't need that parenthesis. So the x minus 3 is left in the numerator. X plus 4 is left in the denominator. Boom. There it is. Okay. So again, just doing some factoring, canceling, normally diagonal, but watch. If you can cancel top to bottom, you can do that. Okay. So here we go. That problem there in blue, okay, it's a division problem, so remember you got to follow those rules, okay. There's your homework problem, okay, stick it in your journal, okay. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.